Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a new game of StarCraft II. Now I already started recording this one actually, but for some whatever reason, my computer decided to be completely and utterly ridiculously laggy. Now I reset the whole recording thingy right here, so it looks like we already are past the first minute into the game, but this is going to be a live game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm versus a... What was that? There was a Terran player, but I saw things that looked to be something cheeky right there. Did you see that? I actually saw an SUV moving at a really interesting point. Whenever you see an SUV this early, it's likely gonna mean something cheesy, so what I'm gonna do is actually open up with a spawning pool first. Now I was gonna say, oh, there we go. This is Daedalus Point. Daedalus Point is a map that players don't really like because of this enormous, huge, ridiculous ramp. And he says hello, so let's say hi. And I'm gonna be having to defend against this, whatever he's gonna do right now, because this is going to get pretty tricky pretty fast. No macro versus Zerg on as well. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be an extremely quick game. My opponent going for a double proxy Rex on my side of the map, meaning that he's basically just saying, okay, I'm not gonna practice this at all, I'm just gonna, you know, basically try and kill you straight up. Now I managed to scout that, which is nice, so I'm gonna get an early Zerging speed, gonna start my Overlord right now as well, make sure those don't get lost, because that would be pretty much game ending, but I'm gonna have to try and defend right now versus this double Rex right now, and it should be pretty hard actually, because he obviously has a ton of units super quickly. Gonna start Zerging speed, already started the Spine Crawler as well, because he's gonna go completely all in. I don't really need to worry about much else. And yeah, I'm gonna leave one drone in gas right now. I might need to make a Baneling nest a little bit later, but for now I'm pretty glad I actually managed to scout that right now. Now I need to watch out though, because he might be able to actually put a bunker up on the high ground right here, while making a command center on his side of the map. So even though this might seem like an easy way to actually stop it, it's actually gonna prove to be pretty tricky, as you can see right there. Ooh, this is actually going to be quite interesting how this is gonna work out. Gonna lay down a Crypto with my first queen, because I really cannot afford anything else, and I'm gonna put drones back into gas as well to start that Baneling nest. So dealing with a double proxy Rex is actually usually quite tricky, because as you can see, there's this nonsense already going on right now. Now it does look like I can actually reach that with my queen, which is nice, and I will also be able to scoop my my Spine Crawler over just a little tiny bit every now and then, but ooh, don't wander too far, queen. Okay, gonna start the Baneling nest, and I'm actually gonna have to make another Overlord right now as well. Oh, it's actually barely not in range. Ooh, this is actually going to be extremely hard to stop. Let's do a little bit of an extracted trickery right here to start out that third queen. But here we go. Looks like I did manage to eventually get these things done. Ooh, and actually my queen's gonna reach that just barely. So he is pretty much likely gonna be expanding behind this, which is really the tricky business that is going to be a hard thing to deal with. So what I'm gonna do is just make a whole lot of Banes and just try and burst out of here while expanding behind it, and just go for the counter attack straight away, because I think that's gonna be the smartest thing to do right now. There we go, bunch of Banes in production. Gonna try and put them in this little bit of crossway right there, just so I will have a relatively easy time to blow up 2 instead of just 1. Now I'm gonna wait a little bit, because I wanna kind of just burst through here right away. Okay, here we go. Okay, go. Oh, looks like he's actually decided not to stay here, and he's actually just gonna salvage it. That was pretty well done actually by him right there, considering it got scouted so early on. He managed to pretty much hold that without losing anything. Now I'm gonna try and just counter attack for now, because that's obviously going to be my best bet, but still, that was actually quite well done by him. I need to actually macro out of this, or just straight up go all in. So what I'm gonna do is actually morph a bunch of Banes right now with these Zerglings that are already here, and use the reinforcing links as well, just to try and get the edge in this game. But I honestly think he's ahead. I'm gonna have to make drones right now though. I really cannot afford to go any more Zerglings, kind of depending on how much damage I manage to do right here with my counter attack. No, but look at that, that's crazy. Okay, how are we gonna do this? YOLO, go there, go Banelings. Okay, looks like we will be able to burst through here, but will it be enough? I'm gonna make more and more links, just for defensive purposes, and I actually think he's gonna be able to clean this up just barely or barely not. It's actually quite hard to say whether or not he will. He's producing a ton right now though. Oh god. Is he able to actually clean this up? He will be able to actually clean this up. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy right now. Okay, so I got a problem. Gonna need to start another base as well, because this is gonna get a whole lot more interesting very, very shortly. This is gonna transition into actually a little bit of a macro game, because he's not gonna move out until a while later, and I just wasted a whole lot of units. Okay, so how are we gonna stabilize from this point? Well, first of all, I'm gonna need a lot more larvae. Second of all, I'm gonna need double upgrading. And oh, I hoped I actually would be able to stop him right there, but he's likely gonna just be able to yeah, he's actually gonna be able to macro up right now. Having so many barracks out though means he's definitely gonna go bio. Like, there's no way he's gonna obviously switch into mech right now, but I think I need to just try and get as many drones as I possibly can right now without dying, because that is really going to be the big thing. If I manage to get 3 base saturation, it will be relatively easy to go on, but he's gonna have a pretty good income right now. Yeah, he definitely has 2 command centers out, so he actually has double mu income. And double mu income means that he will get tons and tons more income than I do right now. So I'm just gonna stay on hatchery tech. Not gonna make anything more than Zerglings and Banelings for the time being. And I'm just gonna try and get drones out. I really can't waste any more on getting anything else. Gonna rally this one towards my 3rd base, and creep spread is gonna be crucial right now as well. I have a ton of creep tumors going, so that's nice, but I'm gonna have to stay on top of the spreading of those creep tumors, because without that it's going to be near impossible to hold this inevitable push that's gonna come. And I'm actually gonna put one Zergling right here, so I know when he's moving out. The second one just a little bit further up, to make sure that I know for sure that he's moving out. But I'm gonna have to risk it and make a ton of drones right now for my 3rd base. If I manage to get a 3rd base up and running, I will obviously have more income than my opponent, and the longer the game goes on at that point, the easier it will actually become for me to eventually hold it. But he's likely macroing up an army right now and gonna do a big push very, very soon. Now, gonna start another gas geyser, gonna start my lair right now as well. And I should have a 3rd base saturated relatively soon. So I should be able to start producing a bit of units now as well. There we go, 3 base up. Gonna start making only Zerglings right now. I have full base saturation on my 3rd, meaning that I have at least a 1/3 more income than him. Which means I should be able to just out macro him at this point, if I manage to keep my money low. So that's gonna be the plan. Wanna start +2/+2 as soon as I can as well. Start a few more, only Zergling. Likely gonna have to morph them into Banes very soon too, but I do have time before he actually gets on my side of the map, so that's nice. There we go. Keeping that creep spread going is crucial. Okay, so there he comes. We could see him. Okay, he has a bunch of marauders in there too. Queen injects +1 attack is already done, that's sweet. I'm just gonna try and buy as much time as I can right now. I really need to try and do that. He has a ton of units though, look at that amount of units. So it's crucial for me to never engage off creep right now. If I engage off creep, I will be pretty much dead. So I need to try and do that to the best of my abilities to not do that. Okay, got my Zerglings and my Banelings split up in different hotkeys. And I should actually be going for it very soon. Okay, gotta make sure my Banelings don't engage quite yet. These are +1/+1 Zerglings, so they're pretty strong. I'm gonna morph more and more Banes. Gotta make sure I have all my units separately hotkeyed right now. I'll keep the Queen injects up as well. Macro hatchery in the main. He's likely gonna try and contain me actually. So I can actually just engage with these groups of units without having too much issues, but I should really start going right now because he's gonna be able to just do so much damage to me if I don't watch out. I don't actually need my Banelings anymore, so I'm gonna send my Banelings back to home, and actually, yep, he says GG. So I was gonna go for a counter-attack, but it looks like we managed to just barely hold on right there. So the important thing to take away from this game, Whenever you're behind, try and drone up as greedy as you can, accept the fact that you might lose, but if you manage to establish a bigger economy than your opponent, that is your only way really to win. So thank you guys all for watching, have an amazing day, do not forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hello everyone, my name is Loko, and welcome to a new StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm video. Today we're gonna be discussing a pretty difficult build order for Zerg versus Protoss. This is a build order that